Hey, hello, good morning, and welcome to the Stokastic.com MLB Live Before Lock. You know, it's like a hybrid, live before lock strategy show, call it whatever you may. But we've got the main slate on a Thursday afternoon today. Yeah, only 3 games on the night slate. So technically, this is our main slate, right? That's the case in the Sims. That's the case on DraftKings, FanDuel, you name it. By the way, okay, there we go. I just reran the Sims. You guys can see it here. We got updates to projections and ownership 4 and 3 minutes ago, respectively. So there we go. Let's favorite 150. We have that loaded up in the hopper. We got the top pitchers, top stacks, all of that sorted out. And let's talk some baseball. Good morning, everyone. Hey, if you don't mind, take a single second. Atone for your sins. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Goes a long way. I wouldn't ask you otherwise. You know what? Let me do it myself. Why not? But yeah, appreciate you guys for that in advance. Leave a comment down below if you're listening or watching after the fact. Let's have a good one. Keith Jackson, greetings. Very good day yesterday. Thanks, Philly. Man, we talked about it. Like, that could have gone 2 different ways, but if you were on the Philly and the Luzardo side, woo. Yo, how about this? You know, that's a Seattle team that made some pretty significant moves at the deadline, right? And granted, it's only a 3-game sample. It is what it is, but they have hit much better outside of T-Mobile, as any team should. Did you guys by any chance see the strikeout totals for each of Philly's 3 starting pitchers, of which, by the way, all 3 were lefties? Ranger had 10 Ks. Sanchez had 12 Ks. And Luzardo had 12 Ks. They had 34 strikeouts between the 3 of them. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. I mean, this whole Seattle lineup was getting mowed down. Look, I know it can happen, but when's the last time, and maybe you guys know this, like you got a steel trap up here and you remember, when's the last time we've seen, you know, you go into a series and the one team has 3 starting pitchers, all of whom have double-digit strikeouts in wins? Pretty crazy. I don't know. To me, just a big-time performance from all of those guys. But that said, no Philly on this slate. You do have Dylan Cease against San Francisco, Shota Imanaga against Milwaukee. Most expensive pitchers. So out of the gate, if there's one thing that kind of stands out, like look at the pitching today. Who's a guy that you run out there and you just feel confident in? That isn't to say there aren't some good options. I mean, I think Dylan Cease is clearly going to be the chalk of this slate. You want to talk about somebody that is, quite frankly, just all over the map every time he starts. You never know what you're going to get, but he's been much better at home than he has on the road. Ridiculous strikeout stuff at home as well. To me, it does make a lot of sense why Dylan Cease would be our guy here. Also, it's funny, talking about home and road splits, you've got ridiculous splits here from a strikeout perspective for Dylan Cease. Like on the season, and not, I shouldn't say, 32%. He still has 28% K rate on the road, but 32% at home is just flat out elite, like really, really elite. Walks a few too many batters, but whenever you get him at home, that looks very, very good. Steven, so you're saying if the Mariners in the World Series against the Dodgers take the over? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I do have a Phillies Tigers World Series bet with Phillies winning. I bet this before the season started. And I got it at like plus, let me see. Hold on. Now I'm curious. Where did I get this at? I got it at plus 11,000. So 110 to 1. It's currently at plus 3,000. No cash out option there though. But yeah, so that's looking decent. That'd be a fun one to win at the end of the MLB season. A really tough sport to bet every day. But yeah. Dirt McGurk, did you mention the Minnesota State Fair yesterday as well? Oh, what is that like your signal for when football's about to start? I see what you're saying. Keith, Cease looks good, but he could get trounced like Valdez did yesterday. I feel in a sense that we were kind of on to that Valdez thing. It hasn't looked right lately. We discussed how the lack of strikeouts has been really, really strange. Detroit really good against lefties. No one expected him to get blown up like that. Anyone can get trounced, Keith. You know, we saw Tarek Skubal go out in a really great matchup against the Angels the other day or last week, and he got beat up. I mean, it is what it is. It's baseball. When these guys are making like 33 starts a year, you're just going to get some bad starts. But I do think Dylan Cease, all things considered, looks like the best pitcher on the slate, on paper at least. 3.7 run implied total for San Francisco. He has a 32% strikeout rate at home. Cannot overlook that at all. And he's been much better from a run prevention standpoint there as well. San Francisco strikes out at the 12th highest clip against righties. You know, 150 ISO against righties is 23rd in the league. 106 WRC plus. They're sitting at what? 19th. So they're like middle of the road, slightly below middle of the road. I'll probably bite the bullet on some Dylan Cease today. I think Sean Manaea is interesting though. If there's one thing we talk extensively about all the time is it's just Washington being, you know, they're not a great team to begin with, but a much worse team against lefties. I mean, Washington is straight ass against lefties. 78 WRC plus, but here's the kicker. 26.5% K rate. 26.5%. Only team worse than that is the Angels at 26.7%. And adding insult to injury, they only walk 7% of the time. So they don't draw walks. They strike out a ton. They don't put the ball in play. They don't have power versus lefties. They're bottom 6 in that as well. Really bad team against left-handed bats. I'm honestly surprised they have or left-handed pitching, sorry. I'm really surprised they have a 4.2 total today. I genuinely thought it would be lower. I know Manaea struggled a little bit in his previous 3 starts, but it's just a little bit surprising that they would not be sub 4 today, quite frankly. Now, I don't know how the win equity is for Manaea because this Mets team just blows. But no, in all seriousness, Mackenzie Gore on the other side, pretty decent pitcher. He's also someone that fell off the metaphorical cliff at times throughout the year as well. 74 degrees in D.C., though, or in at Nationals Park. 11-mile-per-hour winds blowing in from center field. Kind of feels like a spot where I'd be willing to target both of these pitchers. Gore feels a little bit tougher because, you know, at the end of the day, the Mets are still a better baseball team than the Washington Nationals, and I don't think anyone's going to argue that. They still strike out less, but they sucked versus lefties too. 91 WRC plus, bottom 10. Pretty interesting. I just don't know what to make of Mackenzie Gore. I mean, he went on a stretch there where he couldn't miss any bats. His last 2 starts, though, against San Francisco and Philly, 10 and 7 strikeouts, respectively. 6 innings, 2 total earned, 7 hits across 12 innings. Not bad. 9K flat. I'm willing to throw my hat in the ring there for sure. For sure. Ash and Flames. Hey, Loughy, thanks for the shout out on Tuesday for my Monday win. I'm always working during shows, so I watch later on. Sneaking on now, though, during work to say thanks. Congrats, man. Yeah. Was that the 50K one? Oh, yeah, this is Tyrell. Yeah, that was the 50K one. That was awesome, man. Tyrell, I just thought it was cool that, you know, we talked about the adjustments in the Sims, but, you know, do we go Trevor Rogers and Singer? Do we fade was it Strider that day we faded, right? The Strider chalk. And then you had the balls to go with the White Sox 5-man. It just worked out well. It's awesome. You love to see it. Mr. Hill, how about Perkins at 7,200? Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like he's unowned. It's funny. 17.4% top two pitcher probability, 17.4% ownership. So it appears that he's getting owned exactly where he should be. I don't mind them at all here, though. You're not pitching at Sutter Health Field, so you have the advantage there. It's in Minnesota. We'll take that over Sacramento any day of the week. So you got this Minnesota game, 78 degrees, winds blowing right to left at 6 miles per hour. So that's, negligible. But yeah, aside from that, I think it's fine. 7,200 looks okay to me. But he's not unowned. He's not really under-owned. It feels like he's exactly where he should be. Manaea is probably a bit over-owned here. I didn't see that ownership until right now. I mean, I like this spot for Manaea. I don't mind the price point. 40% on him is kind of wild. That's asking a lot. I mean, at least with somebody like Perkins, you've got and for what it's worth, only 3 starts on 11 appearances, some of them out of the bullpen this year. But Perkins does have some strikeout stuff, 25% K rate, at the minor league level, well into the mid-high and high 30s, depending on the year. I know Manaea's K rate is up there this year. It's hard to convince me that this is where it's going to sit. If we think that this is somebody that, hey, 27% K rate, then we should have all of the Manaea in the world today. Seriously. You should get to as much Manaea as possible. 40% is just a little bit concerning. Now, here's my question for you guys, as we do every time. What do you want to do with Imanaga? 9,500, highest price pitcher on the slate. Also a Coors slate, by the way, with Chase Dollander going up against the Dodgers. 7.6 run implied total. That's fun stuff. Shit, even Kershaw at Coors Field. I mean, you have to look at Colorado and think there may be something there. He's a shell of his former self. But $9,500 Imanaga. Now, Milwaukee does have the lowest implied total on the slate. So that's nice. 21.5% ownership. But it's obviously a spot with Milwaukee where it never feels great. Now, here's the thing. You have 70-degree temperatures, winds blowing in from left center at 9 miles per hour. It actually makes Wrigley a pretty pitcher-friendly venue today. Look at the Cubs against Quinn Priester. They only have a 3.8 run total. And for what it's worth, Quinn Priester's been good. You have 2 pretty good pitchers on this slate. But do you want to get to how much pitching in this game do you want to get to? Wind's blowing in, but it's not blowing in like a crazy amount. But the thing about Imanaga, and Devin said low strikeout rate for the price point. Yeah, it's true. He's an odd one though, because he's one of the few pitchers that can survive with a lowish K rate because he's just so good at keeping guys off the bases. You know what I mean? He's just remarkably good at that. Plus, his strikeout stuff has looked a lot better lately as well. 6, 9, 7, 8 Ks over his last 4. One of those was against Milwaukee. He did give up 3 earned, though, in 5 innings. Against Cincinnati, 6 1/3, 3 hit, 1 earned, 7 strikeouts. The Ks have been up. And, does Milwaukee continue doing what they've been doing forever? Because they appear to have settled down a little bit, huh? After winning 426 straight games, They're now riding what is it, 3 or 4 game losing streak, or 4 or 5, something like that. They lost both of those double headers. They lost yesterday. I'm not opposed to Imanaga here. Only a 21% K rate on the season. So I don't want to take last 4 starts as just like gospel here, but they have looked better. You know, last 4 starts, 23, 38, 33, 40% strikeout rate. Pretty damn good. I mean, a massive improvement from what we saw earlier in the year. There's no doubt about that. Lee, I don't trust the swing and miss stuff from Shota, but as a fly ball pitcher, I like his outs prop. Yeah, I feel like I always like Shota Imanaga's outs prop. We can see what Imanaga might have. What do you think his K prop is? 4.5 or 5.5? It's not going to be 3.5, and it's not going to be 6.5. It's either 4.5 or 5.5. I want to say 5.5 with heavy juice to the under. Let's see. It's actually a strange pitching slate, because you've got guys like Cease, who I think Cease stands out more than anybody. Highest top 2 pitcher probability, most ownership as well, though. I still assume we're going to get to a lot of him in the Sims. And I think you should. But Mackenzie Gore, kind of an odd spot there against the Mets. Sean Manaea against Washington, great spot, but 40% ownership. Imanaga doesn't have the greatest strikeout stuff, but he's looked better lately. And lowest total on the slate is the Chicago Cubs. Winds blowing in at Wrigley Field. Pretty mild temperatures. And then Jack Perkins as well. Even Quinn Priester looks okay. You have all of these guys that aren't that far off from each other. Look at ownership. Sure, there's some significant drops. Like Cease is a tier of his own in ownership. So is Manaea. Then Gore and Imanaga. Perkins at 17. Priester at 12. Michael Lorenzen, even against Texas, is not the craziest thing. It's a pretty underwhelming Texas team. Tough spot for Corbin. You know, not that Kansas City's a juggernaut by any stretch, right? It's just one of those teams that they make life weird from a strikeout standpoint. But they do strike out a lot more against lefties than they do against righties. I think on the season, it's like 23% against lefties and 17% against righties. So there is that. If you decided that you had the balls and we're going to go with a guy like Patrick Corbin, fire away. He's come back down to earth quickly though, hasn't he? But yeah, all right, so check this out. Let's see what the K props look like here. We sort soonest first. Gore, okay, Perkins, 5.5, juice to the under. But still, that's really nice. Where's he at on pitching outs? 15.5 with what, 2.5 earned? Yeah, 2.5 earned. All right, 7,200. Very reasonable. I bet we get to some of him in the Sims. Lorenzen, 4.5. Damn, dude. Corbin, 3.5 with underjuiced. So there's Imanaga, 4.5. It's not all that great looking, honestly. We can look at his outs prop. Quinn Priester, 4.5. Dollander, 3.5. Kershaw, 3.5. Gore, 5.5. See, Manaea at 5.5, minus 140, minus 174 on Penny and minus 155 on Circuit. Wow. And then, yeah, see, here you go. Dylan Cease, like a 7.5 on FanDuel on Caesars, 6.5 at minus 160 to the over. The truth is, it's really hard to just not want to get to some Dylan Cease today. What about pitching outs? Rance, can Lorenzen hit that K prop? I mean, yeah, of course he can. Of course. I mean, it's not like an alt 7.5K prop. Sure. But would you feel confident in it? No, not at all. What's his K rate on the season? I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say like 17.5%. Let's see. 20. Better than I thought. Perkins, 15.5 outs. Lorenzen, 15.5. See, that doesn't look great. Imanaga, 17.5, minus 170 to the over. So you're looking at, yeah, 6 innings, 4 or 5 strikeouts from Imanaga. Gore's 17.5. Manaya's at 16.5, by the way, for those of you guys worried about the pitch count. That's not bad. 17.5 on Cease. Earned runs here. Any 1.5s. Shota. Cease. You know, hits allowed. Imanaga might be at like 4.5 or 3.5. Yeah, 4.5. Okay. Cease at 4.5. Any crazy ones here? What's Dolan? Do they even have one for Dollander's at 5.5? That's wild. Certainly would have thought it would be higher than that. Against the Dodgers. 4.5 on Gore. What's Manaya at? 4.5? Yeah, 4.5. All right, so a lot of these guys, from what I'm seeing here, actually look similar, which means Jack Perkins is going to look pretty good. Very little interest in a guy like Verlander. 7%. I mean, if there was one cheap, or if there was one guy that was getting no ownership, I guess it would be Lorenzen. Might just go to Priester, but he's 8,700. Like, I think Perkins, from a discount perspective, looks better than anybody else. But Verlander's looked a little better lately. Like, there's still swing and miss stuff there. It's just how reliable is that against this Padres team? Padres team really put the Blue Jays against righties specifically, but like the Blue Jays, San Diego, Kansas City, these teams just don't strike out against righties at all. So it makes it tough because if you give up a couple of runs, you don't really have any cushion there. There's no protection. Unless, of course, you just happen to rack up a lot of Ks. Maybe you get some looking strikeouts or whatever. Milwaukee also strikes out at a bottom 5 clip against lefties, so it doesn't look great for Imanaga. We can take a look at what we've got going on in the Sims, too. TC, load up on the Royals and Padres with Perkins. Tizzle, yeah, 5 years ago, I'd have a ton of Verlander, Manaya, and Kershaw. Maybe not Kershaw, because the Rockies actually had a decent offense 5 years ago. We used to never play pitchers at Coors Field, ever. No matter how good they were, it was very rare that we'd ever play any pitchers at Coors Field. That's changed over the last 2 years, though, 3 years, with how bad they are. A truly abysmal team. But yeah, we'd be playing Kershaw in a lot of different spots. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Let's go. All right, ready? Give me your top 3 exposures, who you think they're going to be. I'm going to say Cease, Manaya, Perkins. That's my guess. Dylan Cease, Sean Manaya, and Perkins. Just looking at the props and the K props on Cease, I'm pretty confident he'll be number 1. I'm not nearly as confident in the 2 and 3, but I'm going to say Manaya and Perkins are 2 and 3. Jason, play what doesn't make sense. Well, yes and no. You don't just want to play dumb shit. But if there are times, yeah, I mean, better example would be like the Strider spot earlier in the week. It actually made sense not to play him given what we had recently seen from him. Made sense. And one of you guys shouted out Trevor Rogers. We dug into that. Made sense at low ownership. But let's see. Cease, Manaya, Perkins. That's what I'm going to say. Roger, Kershaw, Cease, Minot. Yeah, there's zero chance Kershaw's our highest owned. Okay, see, I got the first two. Cease, Manaea, Gore, Imanaga, Perkins, and that's it. Kyle, Sims will jam Washington because that ownership of Manaea and his projection. The reason I don't think that's true is because you look at Sean Manaea's strikeout prop and his outs prop for his price, it's really not that bad. You know? 5.5K prop with the overjuiced on Manaea pretty heavily. I'm not surprised we're getting some. We can see if we're getting any Washington stacks. There you go. Yeah, so we're getting both. We're getting 20% Nat stacks here too, Kyle. So that makes some sense. If you wanted to tamp down the Cease exposure a little bit, I wouldn't blame you. There are times, though, where I would rather just die on that hill and say, you know what, instead of me trying to match the field, let me just get a ton of this pitcher in a good spot. And if he's good, even though he's chalky, I'm way over the field, and almost every one of my lineups look great. You know? I wouldn't mind getting a little more Perkins, though. We're under the field on Imanaga. Mackenzie Gore, though, 33% we're getting there. I like it. I like this trio of pitchers that we have up top. I really do. By the way, shout out to the fellas over the last week. This was just Sunday and Monday. Terrell, I assume you're not here any longer, but 50K win with Rogers and Singer the other day with the White Sox stack. Last night was a great one. Biggest career takedown thanks to the Stokastic Sims and Loughy. Yeah, thanks, man. Can I get one of those rings? Yeah. Actually, Ron just sent me your info over the other day. There's another big one, too. Where's the $118,000 one? Oh, there's Minnesota's cheerleaders. Here it is. Got game. $118,000 on Sunday. Don't even know what to say other than I appreciate the podcast and the tools. Career day. So shout out to the fellas. You guys want to get access to these, you know what to do. Use the link in the description. Get them for free if you want. Right? Get them for free. Another thing too. I had a bunch of you guys hit me up yesterday about this. But if you want, and you are somebody who plans on playing NFL DFS and plans on playing it all year long, right? And you want to use the tools, we have an early bird special for the full annual core for NFL annual max, either one you want. Works out to a massive discount already, but with the additional 10%, and listen, I know this isn't for everybody, right? I know not everybody's going to want to do that, but there are people out there who would rather get the value now and then not have to worry about it throughout the remainder of the season. It's also for annual all access. So if you're interested in that, shoot me a DM on Twitter or on IG. Just let me know, and I'll get you the code for that. But it's a big, actually, I'll throw the code at you right now, but hit me up if you have any other questions about it. And Bird, B-I-R-D. B-I-R-D. We'll have some promos for you guys, like weekly or, monthly stuff coming up to start the season. Don't worry. But this one, if you're someone that plans on playing all year long and, you use the tools, instead of getting charged monthly, right? Like, you just take the discount up front, big discount, plus the additional 10% discount. Promo code BIRD, B-I-R-D, at checkout. We'll get it for you. So, yeah, make sure to do that if you haven't done so yet and you plan on playing football throughout the entire year. This is from now all the way to the end of the Super Bowl. You're getting a huge discount there with promo code BIRD, B-I-R-D, like early bird, not like a Johnson. But anyway, Stack exposures. Let's do it. Let's see what we got here. Gucci, when's that promo over? I don't know. I need to check soon. I don't know I can't remember the exact day, but soon. Like, I don't think it carries all the way up to the start of the season. I'll let you know though. But it's called an early bird special for a reason. Sotex. Of course the NFL Sims have showdowns. Of course. And they crush for showdowns. Yeah. We actually have something special in the works for the Sims for showdowns this year as well. And for the single lineup Sims, you guys are going, you like 10 or 20 maxers are going to love this, man. We got a lot coming up for football. We're not just running back what we did last year, even though it was a great product. We had 2 milli winners last year with the tools, 2 milli winners the year before with the tools. You know, that's hard to do. And multiple six-figure winners with the tools, with the Sims. Rants, NFL Showdowns, crazy dupes. Yeah, of course there's going to be dupes. But also, when these showdown slates are running out, like, think about this. 300, 500,000, $1 million to first. Even sometimes when there is a chop, you still have people that are chopping and taking home $70,000 on a random one game like Jets Browns slate. There's nothing better. Because if you're a low stakes player, you can get some huge contests, single entry or 150 or 20 or 3 max. If you're a mid stakes player, every week there's great slates. If you're a high stakes player, there's great, like there's something, it's just everything, you know? Gucci's broomstick said single lineup Sims cook. Yeah, they're going to get better. They're even better. So I'm excited. Promo code BIRD. 10% off the annual, which is already discounted based on you grabbing the whole year. So head over to stokastic.com/join if you're looking to get in on that. Sotex, double kicker, double defense. A guy 3 years ago, a guy won the Millie, soloed the showdown Millie, Colts Broncos with Russell Wilson. You remember that? And it was it Matt Ryan? And he had both kickers, both defenses. The game ended up going into overtime because Russell Wilson was dumb and threw a pass into the end zone that got picked off when all they needed was a field goal to take the lead. And this dude, solo, single bullet, Millie winner. I don't know if you remember the game, but I remember it vividly because it was a horrible Thursday night game. That was the year, that was Russell Wilson's first year with the Broncos. You remember that? And the NFL schedule makers decided to load every single week with primetime Russell Wilson games. And the team was dog shit. Nathaniel Hackett, man. Don't mention that name around Ben. He'll get upset. But yeah. Yeah. So am I, Red Skittles. Very excited. Some of you remember that game now. All right. So stack exposure. 5-mans. Wow, we got a lot of Dodgers. Is this? Let me see. That's with Cease and Gore. We got a 4-man Dodger. You got a 3-man Dodger, 3. What's the 3-2? Looking for a 5-man. Shota Imanaga, Mackenzie Gore. Another thing about this is when you're getting day games, you're going to have watered down lineups, which can make pitching look better, but can also open up some more value from a hitting standpoint. Potentially, we see some of that today as well. I like this. Do we have any Colorado? Not a lot. Like 7%. Let me see what our total stack exposures look like within the exposure caps here. A lot of Dodgers. Got a ton of Dodgers. Usually we don't see this. It isn't that we fade these core spots, but there's no doubt that we usually come in underweight and get leverage elsewhere. 45% Dodgers, 34% top stack chance today in the top stacks tool, 6.8% leverage. So even though they're high owned, the top stack probability is up there, 23% stack score. I mean, everything just looks very solid. Crazy thing is they're one of the highest value teams on the slate. It's nuts. Gucci, I'm probably going to lower Dodgers exposure. Yeah, I could see that. Paul said, did he really? He said, hey, Loughy, that dude also left 17,000 on the table. You know what? Now that you mention it, how could he not have? Think about it. How could he not have? Who would he have even paid for? Who would you pay for? If you had, like, let's just say between the defenses, say like 9K, and then another 9K between the kickers, 18,000. You have 32,000 remaining. I mean, yeah. And then if you got both kickers and both defenses, you're probably not double dipping Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson. Yeah, I don't even know if Jonathan Taylor played that game, but that's crazy. But anyway, yeah, looking at lineups today, if you're using the tools in the Sims, they're going to do all of that work for you. And we actually have a lot of, actually, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 lineups that are out already, so that's not terrible. 5 lineups. The A's are out. The Twins are out. Rangers, Royals, and Cubs. All of those lineups have been released. Probably going to see a little watering down on some of those. Yeah, decent amount of actually decent amount of Minnesota against Perkins. Decent amount of Mets against Gore. And 20% Washington against Manaea. I don't hate that. Why are the Athletics so low in exposure was a question we got. I don't know. I can tell you right now, though. We might be able to figure this out. Second highest top stack probability. 10% ownership. It's probably a pricing thing. Kurtz is 6,000. Shea's out of the lineup. Rooker's 54. Soderstrom 45. There's a couple guys up top that are really expensive. I mean, that isn't to say the Dodgers aren't expensive, but if Ohtani, who has a right thigh contusion from yesterday, doesn't play, and my guess is he doesn't, be pretty shocking if he played here with this team. I mean, what are they, like minus 360 money line favorites? I don't know. I'm guessing. No, not even close. Minus 227. For some reason, I thought they had. Oh, no, that's right. It's Kershaw on the mound. All right. Now it makes a lot more sense as to why. It's Kershaw. But I think Colorado actually looks okay here. We're only getting 3%, but Kershaw is liable to get tuned up a bit here. The Rockies stink. I mean, no matter where they're playing. But it's going to be 94 degrees at Coors Field at first pitch. That doesn't look great for them, or for pitching. Individual exposures in this game, too. We can dig into this. We got, all right, let's see. In the outfield, Teoscar Hernandez. This will actually crystallize a lot here. This is going to tell us everything we need to know. Just looking at the individual exposures. Right? Because then you'll be able to figure out how we're getting the 2 expensive pitchers. 2 expensive pitchers in a lot of these lineups with 3, 4, 5-man Dodger stacks. So James Outman batting 7th, 2,100 against Perkins. Dylan Cruz, 3,200. That's another one. Right? You got, do we have that lineup? We don't yet, right? No, we don't have that yet. Paez, 5,300. Buxton at almost 20%, 57. So, like, there you go. Another Cody Clemens. I think you're getting a lot of these cheap Minnesota bats that are going to open things up. because you have Mookie at 59, but then here you go. Brooks Lee at 2,700. This is clearly our salary saver. Hold on. How much Minnesota did I say we were getting? Was it a lot? Yeah. Yep. About 30%. Royce Lewis is 3,000. Vientos against Gore is 26. Freeland, that's a good one, 3,500. Multi-position eligibility there. Paul DeJong, 3,600. Rojas is 3,900. Right, so some of these are just going to look good, assuming the lineup's what we're projecting it to be. Freeman, 62, getting a lot of him. So a lot of Dodgers, Minnesota, Washington, cheap Minnesota and Washington bats is what we're seeing. Dalton Rushing, $3,500. Probably batting ninth, but it's at Coors Field. Likely get some good opportunities with men on. Riley Adams, 2,600. Will Smith, God, 6,100. That's a lot. Man. So that's what you have. I mean, if you're trying to get weird elsewhere, I can understand it. Maybe getting away from Dylan Cease, doing some stuff like that. I don't blame you. I do, and I'm going to, call it as I see it. I do still think Dylan Cease is the best pitcher on the slate. Highest K prop by a wide margin. No one else has a 6.5 K prop. He's at 7.5 on this slate. Actually, maybe Gore's at 6.5. I can't remember, but you see what I'm saying. 17.5 outs prop, 1.5 earn run allowed prop, 4.5 hits prop. It looks very good. By the way, Jose Altuve plus 900 on BetMGM over on the live odds tool for Odd Shopper. Free, by the way. Carlos Correa is another guy. Both of these looks like BetMGM just has wrong home run odds for a bunch of Houston. James Wood, by the way, plus 65 there. Some nice edges to be found. Freddie Freeman at plus 340 on FanDuel. Also, I want to show you guys something before Josh hops on. We do a little home run roulette here to close out the day and take us into Friday. But if you are into betting the NFL, right? If you're into betting the preseason, the regular season, all of that stuff, click that first link in the description. Come hang out with me this year. Come hang out with me, sweat some bets together. These are free, not selling you on anything. I just love betting football. And, we have a bunch of guys like Ben and Eric who have awesome premium packages. I didn't want to do that. Been here long enough to where I have some autonomy over the decisions I make. And I said, you know what? I just would rather do it, put them up there for free this year because I enjoy originating football bets, sweating that with you guys, with the community. So if you want, all you got to do, hop in, click that link right there. It'll take you here. And then just click follow. And then if you click follow on my name, right? If you click follow, that's all you have to do. It won't show up here because I'm signed in, but it would pop up right at the top next to my name. Create a free account. It takes 2 seconds. That's all you got to do. And all of my picks I'll put up here before they ever land on YouTube or on Twitter or something like that. So, yeah, man. Come join me. Come join Josh, too. Josh is posting all of his free home run model stuff and helpful stuff for betting and DFS up there as well. So use that link, come follow, say hello, and let's sweat some games together this year. Anyway, I'll bring in my friend here, Josh Engelman, to talk a little home run roulette. We shall see if I can close out the week with a win. And in the event that I do, I win, you guys lose, and that is all there is to it. Did chat didn't hit yesterday. None of us hit yesterday. So
No.
still a very good 2-week stretch overall. We'd still be profitable for sure. But today's a big one, man. We spin the wheel. We have to pick depending on the criteria. You in chat type dinger right now, and we will pick somebody within the next minute to be the audience member of the day who gets a shot to win a free month of the Sims, no matter, or any sport you want, but also add to the tally for chat and potentially have a huge giveaway at the end of this week. If you guys can claw out of this hole and overtake me in the remaining 2 days. What's up, brother?
What's going on, dude? I really thought one of us were going to get a home run yesterday, and that just did not happen.
I guaranteed a Cal Raleigh homer on the first at bat.
I watched his first 2 at-bats. Neither one of them were what you needed. Then I turned it off. But,
well, dude, Luzardo was dialed in. I mean, he had 12 Ks in that game. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Nothing for DeYoung, nothing for Soto. I'm irritated. I need 5.4 points to run you down. That is not an easy home run. I'm nervous, man. I don't want to lose you.
Well, honestly, like, if history would dictate, you typically always do lose to me.
Ouch. True.
Now, for what it's worth, a lot of it was nonsense. Like NBA All-Star Game DFS head-to-heads.
Yeah, that's not.
I think it's fair to say I've run hot on some of these. Like even the wheel spin the other day where I had to pick a guy with 2 days straight of homers, and it just so happens that we got it 3 straight days, So much of this is just you have to make some smart plays strategic-wise, like strategy-wise, but also a lot of it is just what you get funneled into.
Well, I'm getting funneled into good stuff and I suck. Although I do have the longest average line of anybody in this stretch. So my picks have been more difficult.
Do you have the longest average odds?
For this stretch, I'm at plus 448.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay. Yeah, well, chat's going to need to ramp up the odds today for sure. You have to.
Chat's going to need a parlay or like one of the, plus 800 joints.
Let's pick somebody for today.
Let's do it. Here we go. The selection for today is going to be friend of the program, long-term watcher.
Ken. Hey, Ken.
Shout out to Ken.
All right. Ken, you have 3 minutes after we spin the wheel to make a selection. This is a big one. You guys are not out yet. Oh, boy. 3 home run parlay, 2 home runs, same team, 2 home runs, opposing team. Pick must be from the other's team. That's not the hardest one.
No. You ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go, Ken. I almost want red. Got to be a rookie.
Oh, man. Do you just go Kurtz here?
I mean...
Against Urena?
But where does that get you long term? Then you're like guaranteeing that you need to get today and tomorrow right to have a shot.
Yeah, I don't even know what his odds are. They can't be great.
I mean, not enough to... They're not going to be plus 850 or whatever.
Wow.
Chat
dude,
needs.
Plus 230.
Yeah, there's no... That's just not worth it. You get that and you're still down like a really difficult home run tomorrow, no matter what.
Chat, help him out a little bit. Help him out.
Plus 850 ties the game for anybody if chat gets it right and we don't.
And Ken, based on a revision in the rules yesterday, if you call a 2-homer game ahead of time.
Yeah, you can take Kurtz to hit 2.
I can't necessarily recommend it, but you could do it if you want.
I would not recommend that.
Chat's actually giving out some good answers, though, here.
They're good for this. They are good for this. Hold on.
Well, I mean,
Let me look.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Kurtz to hit 2 is 17-1. Just putting that out there.
17-1.
How annoying would it be if he hit 1 though?
It would suck because at least that would help you a little bit. Probably not enough though.
Oh, it'll be stressful. All right, you want next one, or do you want me to go second?
I think Luke Keeshel's probably the guy. If I'm Ken. Now, I'm not telling him what to do at all. But like he's not a particularly great power bat, but he's 8-1 today against Perkins. Anyway, you can go first.
All righty. Well, I will reload. I mean, I could take that. Gonna need something big here. Let's do it.
If you hit the only red, it'll be. Oh. All right. Well, that's an easy one. You have Coors Field. You have a bunch of games that look really good there.
I can pretty much take whatever I want here and be fine. So I got a game total north of 9 runs, which is actually it's A's Minnesota.
It's 4 games
and Dodgers Coors. Well, I'm gonna not take any of them that are sitting on 9.
Yeah, but it's 9+.
Yeah, that's fair, but I'm going the full bore.
That's fine. Probably want those anyway. A's, Minnesota, Dodgers, Rockies. All right, ball me, Blazer. What do we got?
All righty. Here's the reload. A lot of green.
Well, there's like a safe zone, and then there's a treacherous. There's just mines on the other half. Oh!
3-game win streak.
3-game win streak. This is fun. Let's see what we got. Rockies are going to be on there, right?
I don't know.
Phillies aren't playing today, though.
Yankees, Orioles, Tigers, Cubs, and that's it.
That's it?
Yankees, Orioles, Tigers, Phillies, Cubs.
Let me see who's on the night games.
Cubs play, Orioles play, Yankees play. You've got 3 choices.
Yep.
Orioles, Yankees, Cubs.
I don't really want the Cubs against Priester. Wind's blowing in a ton at Wrigley. That doesn't really excite me. Ah, fuck. You got Giolito on the mound for Boston against the Yankees. He's actually been really good lately. I'll probably still go against Giolito anyway. He's pitched well, though. Shockingly.
This sucks.
You said Baltimore too, right?
Correct.
How did they become? Serious question. It'd probably be a better one for Adam, who, is talking about them. I think he's slowed down with how bad they are. But what happened? How do you go from a great team to? Was it a fluke last year?
Are they not good?
No, dude. No.
I have no idea, brother.
No, they're not.
I think the pick that I'm going to make is awful. But I'm making it anyway.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, look, I'm down 5.4, so it's not going to get me anywhere to take anybody that's
understandable.
A 5-point home run, because all that's doing is making me have to get it today and tomorrow, no matter what. So,
yeah, that's fair.
That is a limited offering for me in a weird way.
So who are you going with?
It's fun to say it out loud, but it's not going to be great for me. We're going to take on old man
Kershaw or Verlander?
Correct. I'm going to take on Clayton Kershaw, and I'm going to go with everybody's favorite, definitely not a baseball player, but somehow is a baseball player. Give me Warming Bernabel at plus 600.
Oh, the old oligarch, huh? All right. Okay.
I get a representative in Coors against old ass Kershaw. I don't have much of a choice here. There's only 5 lines available that are plus money that would get me to first place if I win. So yeah, Warming Bernabel, come on down. You are evidently a baseball player. He sounds like he would have played in 1908.
I know. That's why I keep referencing it. It's hilarious.
That's how all the guys used to be named in like 1888 baseball.
Yep. Right. Yeah. All right. I think I'd probably go to the Yankees here.
Reasonable.
I'm going to go. And it is at Yankee Stadium. That's helpful. Where does Yankee Stadium rank lefty and righty power? I can't remember. Favors lefty power, right?
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah, significantly.
Yeah, 116 park factor overall, 121 to lefties this year, 110 to righties.
Yeah. Give me Cody Bellinger.
Okay.
I actually like that a decent amount here.
What's your line, do you know?
Yeah, Cody Bellinger today is plus 390. See, that's I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, I think so. Against righties, 211 ISO this year. No complaints there. 17 home runs against righties. Giolito, 1.25 home runs per 9 to lefties. Curious, what's his X ISO against lefties? 248. Yeah, that's a good one here. Cody Bellinger at plus 390 is a good play. Lock him in.
3-game win streak for Loughy. Cody Bellinger at plus 390. Game total 9 or higher. Warming Bernabel plus 600. And chat, Ken, your representative for must be a rookie. Nick Kurtz at plus 230.
He did go with Kurtz. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, whether chat gets it right today or not, I'm still ahead of chat heading into tomorrow. Also, we need to have a conversation about tomorrow because I will not be here.
Oh. What time? When are you leaving?
6 a.m.
Okay, that makes it tough. And I won't be here next Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Correct.
Okay, I know what we do. That's actually super simple.
Now I can tune in and
No. Just since I'm not going to be here, 60% of next week. You see where I'm going here. We'll just extend the week that would have been by one day, and then we'll have Thursday and Friday of next week. Next week will be the end of the 2-week frame. That makes the most sense. You see what I'm saying?
I was gonna go one other direction. I thought this is where you're gonna go, where you'll make a pick tomorrow and I won't, and then I'll make a pick on Monday that fills the spot.
No, you're not
going to
be here on Monday.
Huh? You're
not even going to be here on Monday.
Sure, but I mean, I could be here if I need to make a pick.
Nah, because hear me out. What I'm saying actually makes a lot of sense because
I don't hate your idea.
No,
I'm cool with that too.
There's another wrinkle to this though. After next week, I'm moving to football the following week anyway. So we can't do another 2-week period. So I think it makes more sense to cancel out tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. And then the final 2 days will be Thursday and Friday of next week. And then we put a bow on it, maybe start something up for the football season.
Sounds good to me. And for the record, I'll still run this next week when you're not here. Like I'll still make picks with chat and do giveaways and
why
stuff.
not? But I'm saying if I'm not included in it, it's just easier to, you guys could have like a little 2-day slice or something like that. Yeah.
And chat's going to want as many opportunities as they can. They want more days to try to work this back. They've been sucking.
Dirt McGurk, Loughy, vacation before NFL. Not really a vacation. I'm just taking a few days off, some housekeeping stuff. Just you know how it goes. Like before NBA, Josh, you just because once football starts, I'm not going to have any time to do anything, and I'm well aware of that. So I just want to get a few things done and whatever. But no, I'm not going.
I'm leaving the first week of football season too. So
because once basketball starts, it's over. So appreciate you guys.
Go in 2 weeks.
Guys, use that link, the first one down there. Come hit us up on Tails. It's all free for us. Also, you want 10% off the entire year of NFL Core, Annual, NFL Max Annual, All Access Annual. Use the promo code BIRD, B-I-R-D. It's already discounted if you do an annual package for obvious reasons. Much bigger discount, another 10% tacked onto that or taken off of that if you sign up, stokastic.com/join. So make sure to check that out. Josh and I will see you back here. Well, I'll be back here solo tomorrow. Josh will be back with you next week, and then I'll return on Thursday. So live before lock tonight for the 3-gamer. Guys, have a great day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow to close out the week. Bye-bye.